What's shaking YouTube? It's your boy Graybeard Gamer, bringing you another tip video. Today's video, we're going to teach you how to earn those score streaks, and not only earn them, but stack them so you can stay alive longer and you can get higher KD in your gameplay. It's going to help you improve your overall game, and you're really going to enjoy these tips. But before we get into it, make sure you smack that like button. If it's your first time to the channel, make sure you subscribe. We got lots of tip videos, best class setups, gun reviews, anything and everything we can do to make you the best Black Ops 4 player that you can be. And without any further ado, fellas, let's go ahead and jump into the tips. Everybody knows that score streaks are fun to get. It's fun to get a attack chopper, or it's fun to get a sniper's nest, but there's an importance to it. The reason why you should learn how to stack your score streaks is threefold. Number one, it's going to improve your KD. You're going to get free kills if you're using lethal score streaks. Number two, it's going to assist your team if you're running UAV or counter UAV, because it's going to give them the ability to sneak up on the enemy and see where the enemy is at. And three, it's going to be a disadvantage to your enemies because they're not going to be able to see you if you're running counter UAV, and they're going to be preoccupied with trying to shoot down like the sniper's nest, like you'll see in the video today. So you or your teammates can pick up free kills while they're looking up towards the sky. So stacking score streaks is not just something enjoyable. There's a purpose behind it. And the first thing I want to talk about, the first tip I want to give you is this. There are many times in gameplay where you're on a ruthless, or you're on a merciless, or even just a bloodthirsty, where you're at a point where you have to make a decision. Do I keep moving forward, reload, shoot stem shot real quick, and go back into battle? Or should I step back, regroup, look at the minimap for a second, figure out where the enemies are at, and then re-engage? You need to step back, even if it's just for 3 to 5 seconds, to look at the minimap, gather yourself, calm down a little bit, because you know your adrenaline gets flowing when you're in those gunfights, and regather and re-engage, as you see me do a couple of times here. It helps me extend those gun streaks, and it helps me stack the score streaks. So make sure that you disengage, take a breath, and then re-engage. It allows you to see where the enemies are at, and it allows you to gather your thoughts and your composure. The second tip I want to talk about today, fellas, is no secret. It's to figure out how to read your mini-map, because if you're going to stack score streaks, you have to understand where your enemies are coming from. And not enough emphasis is put on mini-map awareness by the YouTube videos that I see. They mention it, but guys, it's one of the most important things you can do. If you don't utilize your mini-map, you're shortchanging yourself, and you're not really giving yourself an opportunity to be successful. You need to understand the spawns of the objective type, game type you're playing, or the game type you're playing at all, whether it be team deathmatch, domination, safeguard. You need to understand the spawns, and you need to understand how to read the minimap, and you need to understand how the spawns are going to react if you or a teammate get too far into one spawn. In this particular gameplay, I was very well aware of where the enemies were going to be coming from. I got shot in the back once because I realized I'm too far into their spawn. I need to get out, and I ended up getting killed off a ruthless because I was trying to retreat, and I just made a mistake. And that happens a lot, but I was able to stack my score streaks. If you have map awareness, then you're going to be able to go on those long gun streaks, stack your score streaks, and get lots of kills. I think I'm at 45 and 3 in this gameplay, which 45 kills is not a lot of kills, but 45 and 3, that's a pretty good KD for pretty much anybody. So make sure you have that map awareness. It's very, very important. The next tip I want to talk about, fellas, is you need to be a good team player. What I mean is you need to make sure you capture objectives when it's available, but don't try to do it by yourself. And especially in domination, don't try to capture a flag by yourself, but be a team player. When you have another teammate around, even if they're just roving around the outside of the objective, jump on the objective, pick up the free 100 points or whatever it is, allow them to protect you or help you take the flag, but make sure you're playing objectively. But again, don't try to take an objective, especially in domination, by yourself. You may get it 1 out of 10 times, but it's not worth it, because you're going to get killed off your streaks, and you're going to lose whatever XP you've built towards those score streaks. But by playing objectively, it's going to help you get closer to those score streaks. And if you understand the minimap and you understand the spawns, there are times when you can say, okay, the spawns have flipped, I can jump on this and it's safe. So make sure that you're understanding the minimap, and that you are also not trying to take them by yourself, but you're playing objectively with your teammates. Probably the most important tip I can give you is the next tip that I'm about to provide, and that is make sure that you're running UAV. You don't have to run counter UAV. I happen to be running counter UAV in this particular match. I don't always run counter UAV, but I do always run UAV. And the reason being, even though it's for 15 seconds, it's going to give you an indication of where the enemies are on the minimap. And to be honest with you, not that many people run Ghost in this game, so it's not going to affect you that much, and it will give you an advantage as you're trying to engage the enemy, go on longer gun streaks, and go on streaks that will allow you to stack your score streaks. Because I'm telling you, fellas, the UAV in this game has more value because Ghost has less value. So make sure that you're running the UAV at least. And if you get an opportunity to run the counter UAV, although I do like to run 2 lethals most of the time, but I did prestige here, so I'm running UAV, counter UAV, and the sniper's nest. But the sniper's nest does work, as you can see. I think I stacked it 3 times in this game, and got a little careless, and I ended up dying a few times. This was a match where I feel like I could have got a nuclear, but I got too far in their spawn and died, and then kind of got a little too arrogant with my specialist weapon. But I'm telling you, run the UAV. That's going to give you an advantage. If you don't run the UAV, make sure that you're running it. And the last tip I want to give you guys is basically, it's just very simple. Make sure that you're using a class that's conducive to stacking your score streaks. Now, it's okay to use stem shot if you're a fast-paced player and you have no problem going on long gun streaks. But if you're an average player who is inconsistent at best with going on those long gun streaks, then you're going to run ComSec device. You definitely want to run ComSec device, and you want to run a specialist that's got some kind of lethality to it. That way, you're able to pick up a lot of kills, maybe with batteries, grenade launcher, or something like that. But run a class that is conducive to long score streaks, and make sure that you're running ComSec device. If you play the way I'm telling you to play, and you disengage and gather your thoughts and identify where the enemy's at and then re-engage, you're not going to be playing so fast that you need stem shot. So make sure that you're running a class with ComSec device and you're using a lethal specialist that will give you the opportunity to get large chunks of your XP towards those score streaks. Once you get the first set of score streaks, slow down a little bit, because now you're already building towards those. You're going to get the XP from the UAV, counter UAV, the sniper's nest, the attack chopper, whatever it is that you're running, and make sure that you're using score streaks that you can attain. So anybody should be able to get the UAV, even if it's not consistently. You should be able to get the UAV, especially with a ComSec device. But let that UAV, even though it's only 10 points, stack towards your next score streak, whatever it is. But make sure that you follow these steps I've given you today, guys. It's going to make you a better player. It's going to make your experience more enjoyable. And make sure that you smack that like button and subscribe to my channel. We're going to have lots of tip videos, best class setups, gun reviews. You already heard the spiel. Anything we can do to help you become a better Black Ops 4 player. That doesn't mean you're going to be flawless, and you may not ever be perfect. But guys, I'm telling you, follow these tips. This is coming from somebody who was an average player to now an above average player. I'm pretty good at this game. And if you follow these tips, you'll be just as good or better than I am. Anyway, again, smack that like button. Subscribe if it's your first time here, fellas. My name is Graybeard Gamer. Thanks for watching, and I'm out.